Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
How's everybody doing?
You are?
I'm saying, how's everybody doing?
Well, they've got to be better than you a minute ago.
I've been like this, man. I've been like this.
I've been like genuinely scared. I'm sat here like on my phone, like I don't know what to say. I don't want to look at you.
So I tell you what, nobody ever get in the way of a woman with PMT and tech issues. I'll be saving that one for Thank Fuck It's Friday. Definitely.
Okay.
Sure.
I've seen more HDMI leads flying around just now. Oh, as first comment, don't know who you are. Let me refresh. Hang on.
Oh, it's a good afternoon. It's a good afternoon rather than a good evening. Paula,
So,
my tech's not okay. Roxy stepped in to run the tech for me.
Which is a worry in itself. Who is it? It's Kyla. Kyla, hello.
Yay. Good evening.
At the top of this link, Kyla. We do this all the time. At the top of this link, click that thing that says "Let StreamYard see you," and then we can see your name on our thing.
Yes. Yes.
So, how good was yesterday?
Go on.
I've definitely got a lag, I think. I said, so how good was yesterday?
Oh, do you know what? I hope everybody else had a really flipping good time because I had a blast.
They did, because I have not been off of my phone today. It's been amazing. Hello, Kim. You've been very exciting for me today. How was soft play?
How was soft play, Kim? How's that for a question to get asked?
There you go. So this was one of Kim's light bulb moments, was that she decided today to stop doing all the stuff and go and start living a little bit. So she took her nephew to soft play instead of cleaning today.
Oh, you see, now that's a good choice, right?
Well, sort of.
Well, if you want it. Did she want it? Well, that's all right then.
I'm thrilled. Hi, Krista. Hi, Emily.
Yes. Good evening. I'm sure a few people are still kind of hopping in and going to join us. But yeah, last night was such a blast. And it's been so busy in the group all day today. It's given me such warm and fuzzy moments, seeing all of the wonderful things that people have thought about and written down and realised, and, you know, almost thinking, right, that's it, I'm having it.
It's been ace, hasn't it?
Hi.
Ladies, if you've not used this before, go to the top and click the link on StreamYard so we can see who you are, please. But I can say that that's Kay and Trisha. Hi. And Tara. Yeah, Tara's name's on.
Cool. Right. Well, while a few people are going to get settled in, hey, Kate. Good evening.
You made it.
People, I am sure, for a couple of minutes. But yes, as you join in, please just jump in, say hello. Kyla can't find a spot to allow streamers. She's on iPad. I don't know.
You still can.
Someone figured out iPad last night.
You kind of have to go out of the video and find the caption that's above it, like on Facebook, and it's in that bit. You might have to like click back out of us. Oh God.
Who's this? Well,
things.
My headphones are plugged in.
Oh, this is Marianne.
The phone's been in the loo.
Oh, Marianne.
Gutted. Hey, Donna.
Hey, Donna.
Nice to see you all.
Hi.
Right, we better get things underway then, haven't we? It's already before. So yes, well, a big welcome back to Best Life Bootcamp, night number 2, workshop 2. So Roxy's going to be in charge. She's going to be my glamorous assistant tonight and do, when I say next slide, please. She's going to move it on a slide, which you can do right now, actually.
Anna, hang on there.
Hi, Helen. A post about isolating.
Oh,
to you on that one, Helen. So, very, very quick recap, because I know the majority of you were here yesterday. So, big thank you for coming back to join us for day number 2. But I'm sure, well, I'm pretty confident, actually. Get it? I'm pretty confident. There's a tip question. Is that there's some of you are fresh with us tonight. So a very quick introduction. I'm Jodes, she's Roxy. We are the co-founders of Ladies Life Lounge. We are women who want more. That's why the hashtag's there. But yes, co-founders of Ladies Life Lounge. So this is our Best Life Bootcamp. Our September Bootcamp is just our best bootcamp of the year by far, well, in our book. But here at Ladies Life Lounge, we are on a mission, and that mission is to create a guilt-free army of women who are naturally living their best lives. Women who are actually putting themselves first. I know the desire is there. Lots of women want to do it. We talk about it a lot, and then we also then talk about the fact that it didn't quite happen. Choking on my cup of tea.
No, like me last night.
That we're equipping you to live the happy, fulfilling, and successful life.
Oh.
We and you, all of us, absolutely deserve. So that's kind of why we're here, why we do what we do, why we run Ladies Life Lounge, and why we have such a bloody fantastic community of amazing members that like to spend their time with us.
Karen has just summed it up perfectly. Hi, Yvonne. Karen has just showed us exactly what we're talking about. Boom.
So, having a meltdown, said bye, hubby, and shut myself in a room to the tube. Great, good move.
Well
we like
done.
your style. Absolutely.
Joanne, stay on just for 2 minutes, only because I want to shout you out in a minute when it's my turn.
Well, it is your turn now, so you can take the reins.
Can I move on?
Yeah.
Let me click on then. Boom. So, I can't see half of it now. Oh, there we are. So, kind of the rules that we set last night, because we love a rule. We hate rules. But show up and go all in. We want you to treat this exactly as if you have paid for it. Like the stuff I've seen from the women that have like put themselves out to us here has been just awesome. I've loved it today. I've like welled up a couple of times, which is hilarious. Might be PMT, but still, whatever. Yeah. No hiding, no lurking. You don't need to be vulnerable. We'll talk about how daft we are. If we get time later, I'll tell you one of the stupid things I've done today. Yeah, we've got you. So jump in with questions. I want to do a few shout outs for some people who have really already kind of jumped in, kind of shown us what they're doing. So I've got some light bulbs. I've got all sorts. If I don't cover it, I'm sorry. I've tried to get as many of these as I can. So light bulbs. Kim Beardsley's already taken one of those. Stacey said she's suddenly realised if she focuses on herself, she can reach all of her goals. She's like, somebody's like, yeah. Awesome. Kyla's light bulb was that she's now pretty ready. She thought she was pretty happy, but actually she's totally changed that to being pretty ready to make more changes. Emma shared kind of really raw, brave little light bulb moment with us. So I thank you for that. Yvonne had one about the work-life balance thing versus the work-life merge, and that's taken a load of pressure kind of off of her at the minute. She's just messaged me actually, but I don't know what you're saying, Yvonne, because I'm live to like lots of people. I'll look in a bit. And Laura Brown had a light bulb around action versus motion and how you don't get anything from the motion.
You do know you've got a slide for light bulbs, don't you?
I've got a what?
You've got a special slide for light bulbs.
Oh, no.
Just when you click on, and you're like,
oh shit, that's next.
Yeah.
Hang on then. So I click on. See, I can't be in charge of tech. So if you haven't already told us your light bulb, tell us it down below. Tell us what was your biggest light bulb moment from yesterday. 3 women have done this video so far. Can't find where my fingers should be. 3 of you. Well done, Donna. Paula Michelle is playing big already. I loved that. And Karen Flannery had a bit of a think about, it was a really quick throwaway comment I made at the end last night when she said she was pretty stubborn. And I said, you're wearing that like a badge of honor. And it was a throwaway thing. And she really took that and recognized actually she is. And it's nothing to be kind of proud about by choosing to stay stubborn. So thank you for your videos. Oh, I'm out of breath. Teresa Richmond did her homework and talked about her health and recognised how much she's been neglecting herself for years and no more. Caitlin is choosing to decide not to be defined by the past. Joanne Jarvis, who is going, but she had a brilliant one about taking responsibility for her relationship and the intimacy in that, and I loved that. So well done. And then Kim Beardsley, Rebecca Parson and Krista Acton kind of sent them in the last minute. So well done on doing your homework, but I haven't had time to read it yet.
There's so many, and you want to do them justice. So you want to kind of sit and properly immerse yourself in them, and you can get lost in them for hours and hours and hours.
That's been my whole day today, has been boot camp stuff from yesterday. It's been ace. So well done.
I've been doing some corporate bullshit.
Yeah. I lost my car. We'll talk about that later.
She lost the new car.
Not lost. Actually, no, not lost it. Forgot it.
You misplaced it.
I left it behind. I went home and then realised there were no car on my drive.
Good news is you took the kid. You didn't leave the kid behind.
I did. I walked home with the kid and then realised I'd actually driven in the first place. So that was fun. So actually, can I just say one more thing? Is when we've been looking at the words around your values, one of the ones that I've seen more times than I would ever have expected to is authenticity. And I loved that so much because it's something that we're dead passionate about. And I was just surprised to see it because out of all the things you could choose, I kind of wouldn't have put that in that top 5 for like lots of people, but that has by far been the kind of most popular one. So yeah, loved that. Don't know what I'm supposed to say about prizes. If you do your homework, and all right, so points mean prizes. I'll start at the beginning. Clearly I'm going blah tonight because I'm boiling hot. Points mean prizes. So if you do your homework, you get a point. If you tell us your light bulb moment, you get a point. If you do something else, you get a point, but I can't remember what it is, Jodes.
Post things on stories and you get
post just up on stories. If you do a video, you get 5 points. So there's going to be an annual membership prize given, and there's going to be some on-the-spot prizes. I think I might give an on-the-spot prize now.
You're going to choose one?
You cool with that?
I am, yeah.
Yeah.
Excited about that?
I think I'm going to choose one. All right, so I'm going to choose... Oh, this is hard. I'm going to choose Karen Flannery. So if you're on, can you message me your address, please? And I'm going to choose Kim Beardsley. I'm not even telling you what your prizes are. So if you don't message me, I'll message you and I want your addresses. And then when your prizes come, I want to show the group what they are, but they will be personal development kind of prizes.
Look, I got that excited came out in a spot on my face.
I've got 2, but you can't see them on here, so I'm all good.
See, Kyla says she loves how real we are, yeah. And we've got a really real spot on my face. I think I've caught them off you talking about them yesterday.
No, it's because I've had PMT, so mine have come and now they're going, and you're like on that verge. So
I don't know if get spots for PMT.
Oh, I either get spots or really angry. So Tom always prays for spots.
Oh, I've got one on me, a big one on my back actually that's just come up.
Nice.
Nice, yeah, so.
Kate is sucking up to try and win a prize now.
Oh, there you go. There's Kim. There's Kim.
Well done, Kim. Yeah, can you PM me your address, please? Nice one, Jenna. Where's your homework, Jenna?
We probably missed it.
I don't think so, but it is possible. So, hokey cokey.
Right, so let's get on with the show then.
Tonight.
So, quick recap of the jam plan. So, yesterday we did workshop 1. That still says today. Just checking that you're still awake. All about the secrets to living your best life. I am going to test you in a minute, see what you've remembered. So, you might want to get your notes out and have a quick check. Tonight, we're talking all about the 5 common mistakes women make and then how to overcome them. So, that's the subject for tonight. Tomorrow night will be all around the power of investing in yourself and putting yourself first. And then on Friday, so we have a day off on Thursday to allow everybody to catch up with doing some of the thinking, doing some of their homework. I think I'm going to have to rest my voice. My throat is so sore already because I've been delivering sessions all day today as well.
Yeah.
On Friday, in our usual Thank Fuck It's Friday slot at 1:30, we'll be doing Teeth In, the big Best Life Bootcamp bash.
I still can't do it.
We will. I've been practicing. Do it in the mirror. Okay. It's like yoga for me face.
You know, been practicing like weeks.
So I don't get like saggy jowls. Big Best Life. So yes, on Friday we'll do a bit of bonus content on the 7 habits of happy, fulfilled and successful women. We will be announcing the big prize winner of the annual membership, and we have got lots of other goodies and exciting things up our sleeves, so make sure that you do not miss that. So let's have a very quick recap of what we covered yesterday, just to kind of plant that back in the front of our brain so it can help us out tonight with tonight's content, and we can build on it and reflect back on it. That's your cue, Roxy Rhodes. Thank you very much.
Done.
Remember yesterday we said it always starts with mindset. Okay, so who can remember? Tell me what as a human being, what were we likened to? What was the image on the mindset slide that kind of compared what humans are like when it comes to their mindset? So tell me about that in the comments.
I was dead scared. I can't remember that then, but obviously.
I'm going to give you a separate test on your own later. We also talked about the importance of knowing what you want rather than what you don't want. And actually, woo, you're first in, Tara. Well done. Don't question it, love. You know it. It's a flipping iceberg. That's absolutely right. Teresa, you were straight behind. Caitlin, you were also there too. Paula, you came in 4th. Anna, Kim, there we go. That's the order that they came flying in. Well done, guys. Next one. Actually, what has been lovely to see today is just how much effort you all put in to actually doing the thinking about what you want. So I can see how hard people have worked to flip the things they don't want and try and articulate them in a more positive way, in a desire way, rather than something that I'm trying to escape from and get away from. So that was lovely to see. And because we're talking about the secrets, we had 7 of them. So right, here's your challenge. What are our 7 secrets? Now, you know that they all start with the word pretty, because we're all about flipping the notion of pretty on its head. But let's see who can remember what the secrets were. You can go one at a time if you want. Ping them in, stick them in the comments. Doesn't matter what order they're in, but let's see if we can quickly get the key 7 that we believe wholeheartedly, if you are fulfilled in all 7 of these areas, then you are bang on to be living your best life. This one's taking a little bit longer, isn't it? Here we go. There's Teresa. Stylish is 1. Jenna, confident is 2. And calm is 3. Yes. Very good. Let's see if I can get a few more. If I'm still thinking about her all, keep doing that. Yeah. Then I've got ambitious. I've got assertive. I've got Katie Beth on some of the old ones. You don't get points for them.
You missed Anne Marie above Katie. She's got like tons of it.
Way up. There we go. There's a whole list.
There you go.
List. Well done. Yeah. You've done well there. Lots and lots and lots of them. I'm going through them a couple of times to make sure I don't miss anybody out.
Well done.
Pretty confident, pretty healthy. 2 elements to healthy, mind and body. Pretty calm, pretty assertive, pretty ambitious. Kim's got them in the right order.
And that's why I was thrilled by that.
Pretty ambitious, split into either whether that's about career development or whether that's about entrepreneurship and setting up your own business. Pretty stylish, and then finally pretty personal. So bang on, good top marks, everybody. This was my favourite. If I had a light bulb from last night, even though I know it anyway, it's got to be that you've always got a choice. And I've seen some lovely choices being made today. And then your homework was all around bringing all of that together so that you can define your all and making sure that you get into that space of action rather than motion. Yeah, Rebecca, I can see you. Have I missed you? I missed you out once or twice. I'm very sorry, my dear. I can see you. You are there. So bring all that into your conscious mind for tonight. Don't let it be gathering dust back here. We're going to do new stuff tonight, but the stuff that we talked about yesterday is important. She's got a bit of a dodgy signal. I can't drink that cup of tea. It's making me burp. I'm really sorry.
Is this where you keep all your dusty stuff as well? Yeah.
I don't know. That's where mine feels like it hangs out. I can't actually remember. My brain stores all my memories and that. It is back here though, isn't it?
Kind of, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Move me on, bird. Move me on.
Oh, I don't like being in charge. There you go.
I wouldn't quite say you're in charge. You know,
I feel it. Powers go into my head, tell you.
If it was Bruce Forsyth, oh no, if it was Paul Daniels' Magic Show, you'd be Debbie.
Oh, I'd be Debbie. I'd be cool with being Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm cool with people.
That's the reason I'm cool with being Debbie. I know I've not got the short straw there.
Oh God. Right. Let's get to the juicy stuff, the all-important stuff. So tonight is about understanding these 5 common mistakes, doing a bit of self-awareness around how they may or may not show up for you. And then we'll also do some work around how you can overcome them or avoid them completely. So I'd love to know, you can just give me numbers if you like in the comments about which of these apply to you most. So top of the shop, number 1, this has got to be the biggest mistake that we see so many women make. And I've made it too, you know, in my younger years and in a previous marriage for sure. I believed that my happiness lay in somebody else. So the biggest mistake that a lot of people make is they believe their happiness lies in someone or something else, either in stuff. We talked a bit about stuff yesterday. You know, we were defining our all. It's not about keeping up with the Joneses and screw other people's expectations, remember. But it's not in stuff. Happiness doesn't come in stuff. It's in us. It's in each of us. So let's have a look. Oh, there's people off on this one already. So Jenna, number 1, it's me all over. I'm not sure who that is. Can you check it? All 5. Helen's first light bulb. Oh my God, she's number 1. Jenna, and 3. All 5 for Ellie. Evening, Ellie. Look at all popping up. I haven't even gone through some of the others yet, and you're all over them.
You don't have to do it then.
Oh gosh, there's lots and lots and lots. I will pause on for a minute, bearing in mind 5. Okay, right. So it's important we're talking about this stuff, isn't it? So before we get into solutions, yes. I'll tell you what the problem is with believing that your happiness lies in someone or something else. And the problem is that it really hammers your self-belief and your self-esteem. It leaves your self-worth on the flipping floor. Now, I know for a lot of you have been really open and really kind of vulnerable and mentioned in some of your homework that your self-worth is has crashed.
Yeah.
You know, and so this could be, it's not the only reason, but this could have something to do with it. So it might be one of those questions you want to ask yourself is, where have I been seeking my happiness? Is it always the other side of the fence or the other side of the rainbow? Or I'll be happy when I get to X, or when I get this thing, or when, you know, I settle down with a husband, or when I have kids, or 1,000,001 other different things. They're just some examples. So know that the root of that, the problem in thinking your happiness lies elsewhere, is that it does nothing for your self-worth. So if you have a bit of trouble with your self-worth at the moment, that could be one of the reasons. Number 2.
Hang on. And another problem with this kind of thing is, whatever you're waiting for your happiness to come, or I'll be happy when you get there, you just set yourself a new target. It's that idea that you're just chasing something and you can never, ever catch that. And we do this in kind of all aspects of our life. So I'll be happy when I get on my holiday. And then you get on your holiday and you're counting the days till you come home with dread, rather than enjoying the fact that you're there.
Going, oh, I've only got 4 days left.
Instead of fucking enjoying what you are there doing, you start thinking about the next thing and the next thing. So that is a massive problem with kind of, believing your happiness is somewhere in the future.
Yeah.
Is that when you get there, it's not there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
We'll get on to what the answer to some of these things are. I won't give them away too soon. Number 2, and I think this was evident for a lot of people yesterday, the second biggest mistake women make is they always put themselves last on the list. So we don't make ourselves a priority. We never put ourselves first. We put other people's needs and wants before ours. We even feed everybody else before we feed ourselves. You wouldn't get a, I'm going to guess at this, Ron. If there's any avid bird watchers on here, they're going to pull me up on it. I'm just going to pick a flipping seagull. You'd never catch a seagull feeding its baby before it feeds itself. Would like, no, I'm having first dibs on this food, and you can have the scraps, kid. You can have what's left. Oh, do everything. I'll be all right. Don't worry about me. All of that stuff. We talk a lot about self-care and putting ourselves first and all of that stuff. And it's not in the big things. It's not about the spa days and going off for a flipping bubbly bath and all of that stuff. It's everyday things, so that's the second one. I can see a few people that's a bit of a problem for.
You hadn't done your oxygen mask analogy. It's killing me.
I'm going to do it in a second. I'm building.
Oh, okay.
Right. I thought I'd try something different with seagulls tonight.
I liked it, but it threw me completely.
There's something else to this before I do my oxygen mask piece, and that is there's 2 parts to putting yourself first or putting yourself last, and it's both physically, but it's also emotionally, kind of mentally. They're 2 different things in a lot of situations, so it's worth examining if there's a bit of a pattern or a trend. Whether it's physical stuff where you don't put yourself first or you're always bottom of the list, or whether, emotionally you're flipping drained and you're too busy carrying everyone else's monkeys and bags of shit that you haven't got time to empty your own bags of shit. Do you want to say something?
No. What could I possibly say apart from to poor Ellie, who often has a pizza crust after the kids eat the pizza? Like, do you like pizza crusts? Is that like your favourite part? Because if not, what the fuck?
I'm just going to go back and catch some of these. So I think I got up to Kim at all 5 before. Oh, no, I got to Rachel, didn't I? Rachel. Then Tara said 2 and 4. Teresa was 3 and 4, most definitely. We had a bit of all of above. Woohoo, we're on the laptop. Number 4. Paula's defo number 4. Kim's 3 and 5. Helen, oh God, I'm bloody all of them.
Helen.
4 and 5. All 5, but 2 and 4 specifically. 2, 3 and 4 for Karen. Donna said my self-worth was my light bulb moment. Yes, I certainly have. This is like you're in my bloody head. That's scary, to be honest, realising it. Woo.
That was counting down the days till she was coming back.
Right, did that in Edinburgh.
That for a year.
Okay.
Hi, Nisha.
Nisha's here.
Marianne says there's a book. What's a book, Marianne?
Oh, yeah, there's a book about that. There is a book about that. Go on. You can do a shameless plug, Marianne. Marianne is our resident hormonal balance expert in the lounge. Funnily enough.
Oh, Joseph had it to hand. Marianne's also an author.
Marianne wrote this book. It's called Put Yourself First. Marianne, go ahead and shamelessly stick your Amazon link in the comments if anyone's interested. It's a brilliant book and it's a proper nice, easy read. So it's not like you look at it and think, oh God, I haven't got time for that.
I'll crack on and I'll do it, Marianne. Don't you worry, love.
There you go. So yes, we had a bit of 2 and 4 from Anne. Lydia was 3 and 5. Helen, putting myself last. My analogy is that I put everyone's washing away every week. Can't be arsed when I get to mine. So you put your clean clothes sit on the bedroom chair for weeks. Yeah, I do that. I just have a pile in the corner that I kick stuff at. Yeah, that's the book.
Thank you.
And I've got a bit of 1, 4 and 5. Right, I'm caught up comments wise. Let me oh hey, I haven't seen you yet.
Oh, Emma fell asleep, did you see?
I did see she fell asleep last night, but she
Emma fell asleep
for
to us. Like, how? Listen at how loud we are.
There you go. And there's a nice testimonial from Kyla about the book. Anyway, back to the list. So we've done 1 and 2. Number 3, third common mistake that women make, they constantly compare and judge themselves and other people. Who does that? Who does that? Who does that? Well, a number of you have said number 3. You know what?
And I think we ought to have gone into this a bit more, and it's almost that then we don't catch ourselves doing it, because judgment is a really normal kind of human thing. It's like from when we were cavemen and we had to judge who would make the best babies, who would be the best dad. Like, judgment is a normal, natural thing, but unless we're going to notice it and call ourselves out on it, yeah, that's where it gets to be a bit of an issue.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a surefire way to pain. Simple as that. Is a surefire way to pain. And actually, the way these days, yeah, do you know what? I'm not going to sit here and say I'm an angel either and say I don't judge myself or anybody. But to Roxy's point, I was going to say I catch myself. My bloody kids catch me, because I've taught my kids not to judge themselves, each other. So if they catch me being, they're like, Mom, are you being judgy? So I've got these 3 little, they're not so little, consciences. Is that a word?
Yeah. Ooh.
It sounds like it should be plural though, like octopuses would be octopi. No.
Yeah, no, consciences.
Move on. Rebecca says she's guilty of this one.
Yeah.
We're going through a time where I feel as everyone is judging me.
I have a bit of a think about this.
Go on.
Because it's almost like, how big, so don't be offended, Louise, this is not aimed specifically at you, but it's a really important thing is, I often talk about how big has our ego got to be to make us think that other people give that much of a shit about us.
The two people worrying about themselves.
You know, when you do like a passing comment at someone else, that's all it is. It's a passing comment. You don't think about it again. If you judge someone on their weight or whatever it is, something they're wearing that you think isn't appropriate, bollocks. But all that is kind of a passing comment, and then nobody thinks about it again. But we spend so much fucking time worrying about what we think other people are thinking. No one gives a shit. We are all far too wrapped up in our own head to actually care about you. So it's the idea, how big are our egos to really think that people care.
And actually, that's true. And actually, on top of that, when we're kind of judgmental, that's actually more of a reflection of ourselves than it is of the other person. Here's the interesting thing. I'm going to use an example. It's one that I got from a friend. It's not me. It's not me. But so, you know, here's one. I'm just going to say it. I know women walking down the street before, right, in a dead short skirt, my age, dead short skirt and knee-high boots, right? And I thought to myself, flipping look at the state of her, looks like mutton dressed as lamb. Then I've sat there and thought, actually, what does that actually say about me? What it says about me is, I'm really jealous. I'm really jealous because I've got a bit of a hang-up about my legs and I don't like getting them out. So actually, my judgment is more of a reflection on me and where I'm at, and the work needs to be done with me, and she's flipping rocking it. She's happy. She's loving life, strutting her stuff down the street in her knee-high boots, which I would quite frankly love to be doing. So, yeah, it's a really, really interesting one. And actually, it's a bloody big thief of joy, comparison and judgment. It steals all of our joy.
And we're always comparing on us. So,
It shouldn't be funny.
I heard someone, I don't know if I heard someone say this or if I read it in something just a few weeks ago that says something like, we're comparing our video reel to someone else's snapshot. So we're comparing our whole life, our whole emotions, our whole internal thoughts, our own beliefs and values against a single moment in time of somebody else.
Yeah.
And how unfair and how not on the same level is that? So I could post a picture of my kid eating a chocolate brownie in a cafe this morning. You don't see the fucking tantrum he had on the floor. You see my kid sitting really nicely eating a chocolate brownie. Your kid's having a tantrum on the floor and you feel like a shit parent because of my photo. And it's just starting to recognise that we're not comparing on the same level at all. We are trying to compare two completely different things, situations. And Joe's being jealous of that woman. I mean, Joe's friend being jealous of that woman. You have no idea what's happening in that woman's life at this moment. So you're making judgments, but you have no clue about any of the other stuff.
I'll tell you, here's another little story of it flipped the other way. I remember once looking at this person, right, who I found really, really attractive. Okay, you know, not in a I want to jump into bed with you kind of way. It was another woman, but you know, when you look at someone, you think, oh my God, no, oh my God, like she's beautiful. But the woman saw me looking at her, and she had a big go at me. She turned around and was like, "What are you fucking staring at?" You know, but as if I was thinking something bad about her. And I sat there and I said to her, I was like, "I'm really sorry. I just thought you were flipping gorgeous." And she just stood there and was a bit like, "Oh."
But I don't act your attitude.
So sometimes a lot of people are looking at you and liking things about you in that sense. They might think, oh, I like her earrings, or what a lovely skirt, or oh, I like the way she swings her bum when she walks. That's my mum. That my mum's on actually. My mum's pick number 4. Right, this is my mother. And yes, Mum, you are correct. That has been the bane of your flipping life. I think it's too much. Everybody else's mental load. So yes, a couple more comments here. Helen, light bulb, I'm ruining a friendship with number 3. I'm always measuring myself against a good friend, then coming out lacking.
I know. And what is it? What is it you're measuring? Like tell me what bit it is. Right.
Even Yvonne, same. So this is so me thinking people are judging me all day, every day, when actually they've got a life.
Yeah. I don't give a shit.
Anisha, they say when you point a finger, you've got 3 others pointed back at you. Oh, I've not heard that one before. Interesting. Yeah, and Paula, actually tell people when I think they look amazing, makes their day.
I try to do this.
I am also
sometimes, but
I am also the person who will tell strangers if they've got lettuce in their teeth, lipstick on their teeth, toilet roll on their shoe, or their skirt tucked in their knickers.
I want that person around me.
Yeah.
Marianne does number 3. Yes, Marianne, you do.
And if you're a business owner watching this, this is number 3 is a killer. Watching other women's businesses that look like they're knocking it out the park on flipping Facebook, when chances are
video reel versus snapshot.
Yeah. Yeah, similar to video reel versus snapshot. One that I came across was you can't compare other people's outsides can't be compared to your insides.
Your insides, yeah. Perfect.
And I really like that. There is one comparison that I would say, do it. And that's when you look up to people because of the good they do, and you aspire to emulate them and do similar good deeds that they do. That is the one time I would say that's a bloody good time. Saying, do you know what? Oh my God, I admire that person so much. I want to develop the qualities that they've got.
Yes.
That's a good one to do, because that's motivational. That's stuff that puts a bit of fire in your belly and, you know, gets you moving. Definitely.
If you're learning from it, that's a great thing, always. What can I learn from them?
Yeah. So Rebecca was told by one of the volunteers today that I look lovely and had I lost weight. Wasn't sure what today, shocked me. You say, thank you. Yeah. You don't say, oh, they're 5 or something. You don't say that. Thank you very much. I love it. Yeah. It's a Trinidadian saying. Did I say that right? Trinidadian. Yes. Oh my God, I've got good teeth in tonight. Yes, you did. Look, there you go. Thank you. Well done, kiddo. Creative, popular, fun, and people gravitate to them. Oh, so you asked the question, why? What was the comparison? Yeah. So
what's the evidence that you're dull, uninteresting, and sad? What's your evidence there?
Yeah. Yeah. Paula say, me too. Exactly. That's the business that you know when it's Marianne's comment.
I don't even look. I can tell it's Marianne.
1, 2, 3, and 4 for Anisha.
I saw she'd only put 1, 2, 3. I was like, are you sure? Yeah. Don't send her the slide, please, and get her in the flipping group.
It's crazy, isn't it? I can't look at me competition with a face like this.
There's no competition.
Yeah. I didn't do my oxygen mask analogy, I've just remembered.
I think everyone's guessed it by now, but feel free.
When you get on a plane, isn't it? And they say you should always put your own oxygen mask on before helping someone else. That's it, it's done. Anyway, move on. Number four. Roxy has a very good saying about this one. Right. She doesn't even know what I'm going to say. When I say it, you'll be like, right. But yes, we do take on too much physical and mental load. And when that happens, well, actually, whatever is happening, as women within a household, within a family, within a unit, in a home, our mood can very often set the tone for everybody else in the house. That's something that you absolutely talk about that all the time, don't you?
Women are the emotional dictators, is how I phrase it. So whether we like it or not, if I'm in a great mood, my house is in a great mood. If I'm in a bad mood, they fucking are coming down with me. If Tom's in a bad mood, but I'm in a great mood, everything's fine. I can still kind of support everyone else in the house, and Tom can just crack on with his bad mood.
You can go get yeah. And so that's, if you are a person who likes to do good by others, then know that when you take on too much and you do yourself a disservice, well, actually, you end up doing a disservice to everybody else, because it's like, if I'm going down, you're all coming down with me. And I'm sure you'd be mortified to think that you had that kind of impact on people, on other people around you.
However, if Tom was in a good mood when I was in a foul mood, I would be determinedly dragging him down. Like, you have no right to be happy while I'm this fucked up. What's that?
I feel sorry for this man, I tell you.
I often feel sorry for him.
I really, really do. But actually, so here's a question that asks for a bit of vulnerability. When we do kind of take on too much, we take on that physical and mental load, everybody else's monkeys, all of their emotional baggage. Over time, resentment sets in, and it's like poison. It's toxic, and it starts to seep through all of your veins. And that's when things start to turn very bitter. You become quite an unpleasant person to be around, and you're most certainly not a happy bunny. You're not going to be living your best life. You're not going to be happy, fulfilled, and successful. In fact, here's the telltale sign. I've been this person also. Is if you get called a moaning bastard or a nagging bitch. Now, being called a nag is a classic sign that you are riddled with resentment. If you're quite passive aggressive and you huff and puff around the house, you are sarcastic, you are flippant, you give people a silent treatment. If you do the classic, I'm fine, when you're quite frankly so obviously not. All of that stuff, all of that behaviour is a classic telltale sign of resentment, because you're carrying too much of everybody else's shit. And they've got their feet up on the sofa watching the footy while you're hoovering. Not
perfectly happy they are.
Experience. Yeah. So when they say, "Are you all right?" and you go, "Yeah, I'm fine," they're like, "Oh, good."
Yeah, because they're perfectly all right.
So it's like Cinderella.
Yeah, and that's okay. They're not doing anything wrong at that point, and it's really important to know that. If you have not, and I don't know if you're covering this in a bit, but if you've not talked about what the fuck's up with you, they're not doing anything wrong, and that is really hard to suck up sometimes.
And just because you've lived with someone for 20 years, for 20 years service, they don't get given a crystal ball. All right, they don't.
It's that how much emphasis we put on expecting people to read our minds.
I'm sorry for laughing, Donna. It's not what you're saying, it's how you're saying it. Shit the bed, you just described my marriage.
Yeah.
Let me just catch
We've talked about this, Donna.
Yeah. Oh, so from Teresa to Helen.
I know. So we don't know Teresa or Helen either. And then the fact that we've got some group love here is breaking me. This is everything. This is why we do all this. When we talk about our whys, this.
Yeah. We've got a few there. That's totally me.
I'm going to guess that's Marianne.
Don't do things no one else will. Fine. Leave them.
That's my belief, so nailed that one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chris has nailed it.
Who's this?
Kay Gillett. Kay.
Kay.
Tell us your name, Kay, above.
Cool. All right. That's up to, we've only got to number flipping 4. We haven't finished yet. We've not even done the answers.
Oh, it wasn't Marianne. Sorry.
Number 5, right? And this is almost like the thing that brings everything to, when I say it brings it together, not in a good way, it's like the icing on the shittest cake you've ever had, is that the biggest mistake women make is they don't do anything about stuff. They don't take action. And that's the killer. That is the absolute killer, is that we don't do anything. We're back to motion versus action. We might read books that tell us how to get the spark back in our marriage. We might listen to a podcast about blah, 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 blah. You fill in the blanks with the other things. You can go about your business, kind of faffing about in all of that stuff, but until you actually make some choices and you do something, nothing is ever going to change. It involves taking action. So, you know, quite important.
An action to the end. So this is as good as buying a new recipe book, buying the healthy food, planning out when you're going to do it, and then ordering Domino's and binning all that veg that's in your veg drawer a day later. This comes all the way to the bitter end. And it almost compounds if you've taken some motion towards it, but then not taking the action. Because then how guilty you feel the next day when you're binning all those vegetables. It's like,
I like to say that you do this, but Roxy, but you don't touch a flipping vegetable.
Not at all. I've had spinach for my tea. Again, for like the 3rd day in a row.
You're going to be shitting through the eye of a needle, you.
Oh, I love spinach. Don't like anything else.
So,
but yeah, go on.
It's all right, no worries. Okay, we're going to come back to this action thing in a moment, all right? I'm just going to do a little bit of something else.
Anisha had 1, 2, 3, and then she put and 4, and now she's just suddenly put and
5. You're taking action, loving that.
Well done.
And it's action that is making a positive difference, so that is all the good stuff.
Yeah.
You're seeing the difference it makes.
That's got to be Marianne.
It is Marianne. She's proud of it. It's good for your hormonal balance to eat spinach. Oh, by the way, Marianne, I got my cholesterol results back today. They're low. I'm good. I'm like 1.25% of having a heart attack or a stroke. I'm good. Good stuff. Rest of the results to come. So flip me on a slide, please, Roxy. We're going to come back to the action taking bit because that's the pinnacle. That's the thing that makes everything else happen. But first, wanted to share these with you. Now, given what we do for a living, we spend a lot of time with other women making changes in their lives. Plus, we've done it all ourselves too. So all of that research has helped us to kind of disseminate. That's a word I've not used for a while.
Ooh,
Disseminate. I've been doing corporate work today.
That's blown me.
Yes. I just need to show you this so I can, you know, really such as. That's Marianne again. So out of all of that, we've kind of disseminated it down to these key things that women who are living their best life when they've taken the action, they're in the right space. These are the good things that they have in common. So we've looked at the common mistakes women make. This is the flip side of these things. Number 1, we talked about this yesterday. They know what they want. Or did you say boom?
I just said boom.
It was a very deep boom. Number 2, they believe that they always have a choice. So something that we used yesterday. Number 3, right, so this one is born really off the back of the first mistake that women make. Women who are living their best lives have a deep sense of self-worth, purpose, and confidence. Now, remember, we talked about this idea that confidence isn't just a switch that you can flick on your back. We can't just say to people, come on, you just need to be a bit more confident, hon. I'm going to get that on a t-shirt, you know. It needs to be a bit more confident. It doesn't work like that. It's important to do the inner work to develop that sense of self-worth, purpose, and confidence. You don't find that in other people, and you don't find that in things. All right? It comes from getting to know yourself and working with you and developing the inner you. Number 4, they believe that they can achieve anything they set their mind to. So there's a real focus on the art of the possible. You know, it's about overcoming obstacles. Nothing's going to get in my way. You know, when I set my mind on something, I'm going for it, and I ain't going to stop till I get it. Not in a way that I'll chuck anyone under the bus or, you know, clamber all over somebody to get it. You know, we do it in the right way, but we don't just think, oh, well, that's a bit hard. It's a bit. My kids always say to me, I'm like, why don't you go and do such a thing? They'll go, effort. That's all they say to me. Effort. It involves putting some effort in. No surprises. They take care of themselves physically and emotionally. You know, they sleep. They fuel their body with good food. You know, they rest. They recoup. You know, and they do the work around their emotions, and they don't take on other people's baggage with that. They also invest in their personal and professional development. Now, it's an interesting word, invest, and one we're going to talk about a bit more tomorrow. That doesn't automatically mean money. That's all I'm going to say at this point. We're going to talk about that in a lot more detail in tomorrow night's workshop. So when I say invest, it doesn't just mean about money. They accept themselves and their bodies for what they are. So there's a level of that acceptance, that losing the comparison, dropping the judgment, all of that stuff there. As it says, they let go of judging and comparing themselves and others. And then this one is the one that I love. They surround themselves with the right people. You'll often hear me harping on about a classic quote by a motivational speaker, a guy called Jim Rohn, who says, you are the average of the 5 people you spend most time with. So if you spend most of your life surrounded by Debbie Downers, mood hoovers, fun sponges, moaners, people who think everything's a flipping problem, nothing's possible, what a stupid idea that is, why do you think you can start a business in a fucking recession, you idiot? That's what I got told. You know, it's like, you're not very useful to me, so fuck you a bit. I'm going to get myself some new nice bitches. You know, go recruit yourself the right kind of people. And I know those women who are already in our community, our members, I know immediately they'll all put their hand up now in the comments and say that is exactly what our group does for people. Not shameless plug, I don't care. But they will say, we have never, ever been part of a community as supportive as ours. And then finally, guess what? They take action. They do take action. Let me just check in with some of these comments. Iban, so I have no issue taking action. It works. And then after a while, I revert back. Okay. So, yeah, go on. You can say something.
I'm going to do kind of brain pathways really, really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So when we learn something new, we literally burn a new pathway in our brain. And how I like to think of it is, if you're going for a walk and you get to a field, there's a pathway around the edge of the field, and that path's not man-made, but it's made by people walking over it over and over and over again. They're kind of like our default pathways in our brain, and they're the reason that we can do things like tie our shoes and drive and do stuff without even thinking about it, because those pathways are used so often they get embedded. All our behaviours follow the pathways we've made in our brain. Say on that field you decide to change something, to do something differently, and you walk across the grass. If you only do it once, you can kind of look back and see where you've been. If you do it a few times, you'll start wearing a pathway in. But the thing is, the old pathway is still there. So if you're not getting enough reward for doing this new thing, or if you kind of skip it once and it becomes easier not to, you kind of go back to your old comfort zone, you'll go back to your old pathway because it's more embedded. the more effort and the more time you put in, the more time you invest into making your new pathways as embedded as possible, the old ones start to kind of overgrow, and it's much harder to go back to a behavior. So when they talk about how long habits take to ingrain and stuff, like if you ever hear 21 days, that's bullshit. We're talking like 60 odd days minimum for new behaviors to kind of start becoming more of our default behavior. So the whole thing is you have to choose to continue to do this new behavior until it becomes the more worn-in pathway that you don't go back to. So just like you know how to crawl, you would never dream of crawling to work, because that is now a very defunct pathway that became defunct once you learned to walk. You can still access it, but it's no longer the easiest pathway. And for so many of us, that is why we go back to our old behavior, because we don't put enough effort into making our new behavior our new like default pathway.
Yeah, because it's effort. And here's the thing. We live now in a culture, in a society of ease. For God's sake, you can order bog roll from Amazon without leaving the toilet seat. You can get them buttons installed. You just press the button, Amazon fetches some toilet roll around tomorrow. What's that all about? What's wrong with walking down to Morrison's and getting some toilets or other supermarkets available? But we've got this society where everything's just easy. So it's almost like we're losing the capacity to do hard stuff and put effort into stuff to make things sticky, to embed stuff and think, do you know what, this is worth my while. And the reward, you know what it's like when you do something that's quite hard graft and you're successful, doesn't it feel flipping fantastic? But when you do something that's piss easy, it's a bit like, oh well, it just doesn't feel worth it, does it? So,
and you may not be chasing the right thing or telling yourself in the right way. So I always say I want to learn to play piano. I did this yesterday, didn't I? But I don't put the effort in to learn to play piano to make the pathway. So it's never going to happen. And I could sit down for a week and practice and think, oh, I'm quite getting this, and never do it again. And that pathway's not been built. I can't pick up where I left off. So it's that sometimes we're not telling ourselves that we want the things that we actually do want.
Yeah. Donna said she was a bit the same. So that cropped up for her. Oh, I've lost my place. Oh, there I am. Who's that laughing at fun sponges?
I am.
Kyla, currently investing in personal development and surrounding myself with the right people through all of you. Yes, you are, dear, and you are speaking it. Awesome. You are speaking it. A bit of truth, yeah. It'll be one of the.
Don't know. It's gone off my screen.
That one out. Jenna, yes, totally supportive. These are all just the perfect, lovely comments for our community. There they all are. Look. Look at this. I can't do that tonight because I'm taking action. She's done a promo and the email subscribers are coming in as you ladies are so exciting. This is all thanks to our wonderful group. Well done, you. You would never have put yourself out there without the encouragement. Oh, wow, look at that. See, when you do stuff, magic happens. And yes, you would never have stood up for yourself, my dear, without the support of us. And I'm so proud of you for doing so. Okay, back to this point then. So the common thread here is it's all about taking action. So yes, you're asking questions about that. Roxy's talked about some of those neural pathways. We need to let some old ones get overgrown and keep treading some new ones to form those new paths. But let's also layer on some stuff in there around being accountable and holding yourself to account to make things happen. So, Rox, will you flip us on to the next picture? Picture, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of
a picture. All right, this is my little drawing. Can you tell I free-handed this?
I love it. I might just have to have a wee. I'm really sorry.
Come on, go and have a wee. Go and have a wee.
I'm muting.
Oh, I don't like her muted. It's gone all like quiet at my end now. Oh, yeah, we'll hear a wee actually if she doesn't mute. Okay. So accountability, it's one of them words, isn't it, that gets thrown around all of the time. We talk about having accountability buddies. We talk about holding ourselves accountable. But actually, for a number of people, they don't really get it. They don't understand what makes or breaks it. So hopefully this will do so for you. So here you will see my accountability steps. And there are 8 steps on this staircase. Notice how they're split in half. So there are 4 steps at the bottom in the grey area. They are victim behaviours. Okay, that's where the mood hoovers, the moaners, and the Debbie Downers live. Things happen to them. It's all a bit woe is me. So here's what they tend to do. They stick their head in the sand. They kind of pretend, well, I didn't know. Nobody told me. You know, it's as if they're oblivious to things that need to happen. The next step up is all around blaming other people. So it's kind of like, well, it's not my fault. It's such a, well, I can't do this now because it's it's their fault that I can't do it. So when it was so horrible having you muted. I felt like I was alone in the world.
I was showing you my pajamas, but you weren't checking me out.
Oh, I thought I was more concerned about the fact that if you'd have left the sound on, we'd have heard you wing.
You can hear me wing, yeah.
Those days. So blaming other people. Third one, classic, excuse-itis. Does anybody else in here have that? It's a medical condition, you know, excuse-itis, where we just come up with excuses. The classic one being, well, I haven't got time. Classic one for women, I haven't got time to do that. Well, have you got time not to? Quite frankly.
I've got my kids today.
Yeah.
I started businesses with babies. I've got my kids today. I know that I can hear my own excuse there.
Mm-hmm. And then, you know what? The 4th step, still in the victim behaviours though, is kind of fingers crossed. We wait and hope. We kind of like, you know, if we shut our eyes, cross our fingers and hope everything might just be all right. I might just miraculously wake up tomorrow a size 10. Not that we make weight loss in that way, but that's what women often do. You know what? Mariana, this half a biscuit I've got here. Oh, make any difference, will it? So, I can't speak now. I'm chewing. This biscuit's really dry. We come to you now.
Biscuits aren't usually known for their moistness.
So, that's behaving unaccountably, low accountability. Now, the easy thing is to recognise other people in your life that are like that. I bet as I'm talking through it, your brain's pinging going, oh yeah, she's like that, he's like that, oh yeah, he's always full of excuses. You always blame somebody else for that. Defo, that person's a head in the sand kind of person. You know them, they exist in your life, you work with them, they're in your family, they're in your friendship groups. They don't have a lot of influence though, not a lot changes around them. So when it comes to the people in your circle, if they're people who spend their time down here, it's not going to be good for you. The thing that we don't easily recognise though is when we behave like that. We'll come back to that in a second though. So top 4 steps. Now this is the place to be, guys. This is accountable behaviour. And I like to call people who spend their time up here the make shit happeners. Because what they're able to do is, number 1, they face reality. They acknowledge the position that they're in. I am where I am. You know, there's no getting away from it. They own it. So they're like, it's down to me. The only person who is going to change this situation is me. That person staring back at me in the mirror. Then they start to find solutions. They come up with options. So they think, right, what can I do? Almost like brainstorming it. Come up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different ways that they could go about making that change. And then they actually pick one. You know what? Maybe you pick the path of least resistance. Maybe you pick the one that's going to get you there quickest. I don't know. But you pick one and you flipping execute. You do it and you see it through. So notice just how different those 2 groups of people are. The people up here, where the people down the bottom, where things happen to them. The people at the top, they make stuff happen. Things happen because of them. And that's the difference. That's the vibe that's different. Oh, there you go. Vicky loves. Do you call Victoria Vicky? I always call her Victoria. You call her Vic.
Everything. She's not fussy.
Don't want to be offensive.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. There is no expectation that you live your life permanently in the pink. All right, that's not human. We are not Wonder Woman, as much as I'd quite like to be Wonder Woman, and I have made myself a Wonder Woman gif. which I'll share with you later. We don't spend our whole life at the top. As human beings, every single one of us, I don't care who you are, you find yourself below, I'm going to say below the line, in the lower half of the staircase. Here's what's important. Number one, you've got the self-awareness to notice, to spot for yourself when you're behaving like that. And then number two, surprise, surprise, guys, you choose to do something about it. You choose to put yourself in the pink. You very quickly go, right, I'm behaving unaccountably. I'm going to have a flipping word with myself, and then I'm going to acknowledge reality. I'm going to flipping own it, and I'm going to come up with some frigging answers. Boom, and you're off. Sometimes we need a bit of help to do that. You know, we all need a bit of G'ing up and a bit of support. But that's how you get into action. That's how you become the person that makes the changes that you want to make to live your best life, to be happy, to feel fulfilled, to achieve whatever your version of success is. It's massively important. Yeah, Paula talks about this with her clients. I take it back, Marianne.
No, it's not Marianne.
Who's that?
It's Kaylee. I haven't seen Kaylee. Kaylee Jones.
Brilliant, Kaylee. Yes, you use it in work. You love the results it gets. Rachel thinks she's firmly in the category. I wake up in the morning and you know what? It'll have sorted itself out. It's defo-big. Certainly not posh enough, but she does like to pretend. Great. Okay, so this is the stuff that the magic's made of. This is what your homework's about tonight. Okay. So
go on.
I'm just going to get the link to the download because I've been talking. I've forgotten to get myself the link ready. So tonight's homework is all around assessing your levels of accountability. So I'm dropping the download into the comments right now so that you'll be able to get it. And like I did last night, as soon as we're finished, I'll go and update the caption above. So it'll start to appear above the video too. So that's your bit of input for tonight. So the 5 mistakes.
Oh, hang on. You're recapping. Go for it. Boom.
And all about accountability. Oh, I've done the recap.
That's why I just whacked it on.
There you go. So it's all about taking action. Hashtag don't be a Debbie Downer.
I know, I'm a bit against this hashtag suddenly. I heard it while I'm having a wee, and I'm like, what if there's a Debbie? You know, like Karen is the thing. I don't think we can use Debbie anymore.
I like Debbie.
I know, but if we've got a Debbie, I won't like it.
It doesn't mean she's a Debbie Downer.
I know, but just like don't be a Karen. Don't mean that all the Karens are, but it's shitty if that's your name.
I don't know what don't be a Karen is.
Where have you been?
Living in my palace, my ivory tower. What is it?
Debbie. Oh no, I'm not getting into it then.
I've been hanging out with Debbie.
Clearly.
There you go. There you go.
No offense to any Debbies.
There you go. He's just given us this one. We'll take that. Don't be a Doris. No, a Doris Downer. It don't work.
Of course it works.
Doesn't. Needs to be a double syllable work name.
We're going with Fun Sponge. Everyone likes a Fun Sponge.
Right. Whatever you fancy.
All right.
Right. It's yours.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Which is great, except you've done slides, so I don't even know this yet. So tomorrow night we're back 8 o'clock, and we're going to be talking about the power of investing in yourself and putting you first. I have no notes, so I have no idea what we're covering in that session yet.
It's that. We're going to talk all about the power of investing in yourself, putting you, how to go about putting you first. We're going to be talking a little bit about boundaries and things like that. That's the only
homework thing, and I still can't remember.
Boundaries tomorrow.
Boundaries.
So if you're somebody who's not, I've got no personal boundaries, right, tomorrow night's for you.
Or if you're someone who wonders why stuff seems to happen to you, you probably ain't got personal boundaries. But you probably don't even know you don't have personal boundaries.
For sure.
So we're there. Right, so to win your prize, just like yesterday, complete the bootcamp task and post a picture of it. We said below this video, but they're going everywhere, the free group. Please.
Below this video. And the reason that we say that is not to make our life easier, but if we miss you, we'll be gutted if it's somewhere else and we haven't seen it. So please put your homework below this.
And please use the hashtag just best life, because we've used best life bootcamp before. So when I search that, just tons comes up. So just the hashtag best life, please. And then bonus entries for sharing your biggest light bulb moment and for posting a selfie on your story with your sheet and tagging us, please, at Ladies Life Lounge. And again, hashtag best life. Don't know how to move us on.
There you go. Button.
Questions? Shall I take my screen share off?
I'll take it off. I'm in charge of taking the screen share off.
Right.
Paula's gone with Dolly Downer because she knows me cat's a miserable sod.
That's a really good idea.
Cat's called Dolly. So there you go. You can be a don't be a downer. Thanks, Paula.
Dolly sounds too happy though to be a downer.
Pardon?
Dolly sounds happy.
Yeah, but my cat is miserable.
I know your cat is. It's because she lives with you.
Hey, knock it off.
So yes, Karen, thank you for coming to our rescue.
If there are any comments, fire away. Feel free to ask them now, but I'm sure you figured out already, and we did say this yesterday. If anything crops up for you between now and tomorrow, all you've got to do is tag us in the group, in the post below, or anywhere in this group, to be fair.
And don't be afraid to tag us.
Deirdre Downer. Don't be a Deirdre Downer. That's a good one, actually, Krista. So, yeah.
Shall I see if we've got any Deirdres in our group?
Not right now. No, don't need to do that right now. So, yes, make sure you're with us then for tomorrow. And listen, you don't have to have all of your homework complete before the next workshop. You don't need to have completed it. You've got all the way until, I'm going to say, 9 o'clock on Friday morning.
We're not going to.
I've got time Friday morning to catch up with anything that comes late. So, but if you post anything after 9 o'clock on Friday morning, we won't get a chance to see it in time for the bash. So you can post all 3 days in the same batch if you want to. You can do them all on Thursday, but totally up to you. Yes, we will see you tomorrow, Kim. That's fabulous.
Don't forget to message me, please.
What are you saying?
Kim, don't forget to message me your address for your prize.
Yeah. Right then, have yourselves a lovely evening.
Nice
well done for staying awake till the end. Have yourselves a fab night, and we'll see you same time, same place tomorrow.
Yay.
See you later.
Bye.
All right, we can help you out, Anne-Marie. Drop us a note.
I was frozen, like waiting for you to finish it.
There we go. On it.
Well done, ladies.
Okay.
I'll see you, Kim. Okay. Bye.
Night. See you tomorrow. Bye.